Who are we when we strip away all of the labels from gender, career, to societal expectations? Who are you really underneath the surface of it all? This is a question that has guided my life, and today I want to explore that with you. And this is not just a question for those exploring their sexuality or their gender identity. This is a question for everyone. We all inherit identities, roles, and labels, but how often do we stop ourselves and ask ourselves, do these reflect who we truly are? As somebody who has navigated queerness, gender exploration, and detransitioning, my journey has taught me something unique, and that is true freedom and true change and true happiness starts from within ourselves. Let's talk about what it means to know yourself beyond the labels, identities, and boxes that society gives you. From the moment that we're born, we're placed in boxes: boy, girl, straight, queer, successful, struggling. And these boxes, they make life feel orderly, but they don't tell you the whole story. These boxes and labels really limit us as human beings. And it's easier for us humans to chase those boxes because they give us certainty and they give us this delusion of safety. But it comes with a cost, and that cost is authenticity. For me, questioning gender and exploring that is the moment that I realized how deeply I'd been living in boxes and how I kept just striving for another box. And a big part of me choosing to detransition was realizing I was just doing that again. I was trying to be a cis male and fit into all of these things that made a male. And that's not what I wanted to do. So detransitioning back then saved my identity of authenticity. So my detransition back in 2017, it was not about rejecting my queerness or my gender. It was actually helping me move closer to that, because it was all about finding the real me beyond all of the layers of identity. For years, I thought that external changes could solve the internal struggle, and that never worked. It never will work. It doesn't work like that. And the truth is, that's the easy route. That's the easy button, because the real work comes in when you start to build your character and build your life in a way that truly reflects who you are underneath the surface. Because that hard and meaningful work is inward. It's sitting with your fears, your insecurities, your doubts, and your truth and your real desires. And hear me out, this is not just a queer thing, this is a human thing. Cis people too often live by labels they've never questioned, career paths they didn't choose, and expectations they didn't ask for. If you don't sit down to reflect, you'll just end up chasing things that never bring you fulfillment. One of the biggest misconceptions about being queer is that we're just confused. But in all reality, we're out here doing some of the hardest work there is. Questioning who we really are when the world tells us we should already know. Freedom comes when you stop trying to chase another box, another label, and start creating your own identity. But let me tell you, it's uncomfortable and it's really scary, and it takes a lot of self-work and a lot of courage, because most people would rather stay in that safety of the box and label that they've been given. Detransitioning had taught me that authenticity isn't about rejecting one label for another. It's about asking myself those very hard questions. Who am I really? What feels true to me? What parts of my identity bring me closer to purpose and joy and fulfillment? And I will say, queer folks often see the world differently because we're forced to question it. But this is not just for queer people, this is for everybody. Everybody has the opportunity and choice to break free from the boxes and labels that they have been given. The question is, are you willing to face the discomfort that comes with stepping outside of those limits? If you're wondering where to start by questioning the roles, expectations, and the beliefs and stories that you're living by right now. Start journaling them out. Who told you that you have to live this way? And what parts of your life maybe feel heavy, misaligned, or just forced? Then you want to start asking yourself, not what's expected of you, not what is safe. Take the limits off of yourself and ask yourself, what do you really want? Don't limit yourself. Think big here. And here's the truth. There will be a gap, obviously, between who you are right now and the person that you desire to be. And it is your job to meet that gap with determination, commitment, and compassion. It is your job to close that gap one day, one action, one step, one choice, one thought at a time, brick by brick. Don't give up on yourself. Remember why you started. Remember where you're going. And listen to me, when you strip away these labels and expectations and start improving yourself every day, you're left with that unfiltered, raw version of yourself. And that is where your authenticity lies. That is where your power lies. That is where your freedom lies. And only you can do the work to uncover it. So get to work. And remember, please, this journey is not about perfection or getting to the end result as fast as you can. This journey is about progress. Start questioning, start dreaming, and start becoming the person you know you were always meant to be, one day at a time. Let's get it.